19 states and Washington, D.C. have banned it. The Transportation Department prohibits truckers and bus drivers from doing it. The President has outlawed the practice for all federal employees, thinking it should be forbidden in every state. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Texting while driving. My intentions are to persuade you to think twice next time you pull out your phone while driving. I'm going to tell you why texting while driving is bad. A couple studies that provide shocking evidence is how impaired someone is when they are texting and driving, or driving while texting, versus drinking and driving. Nowadays we can find studies that look at effects of texting while driving. One conclusion they all seem to have is that texting impairs the driver's abilities. One of the most obvious things that happen when a driver is texting while driving is that the driver would move his or her eyes from the road for 5 seconds. This is more than enough time for a person to run out in front of a vehicle, or for a vehicle in front of you to suddenly make a sudden stop, to miss seeing the light change. Despite all that, many people still text while driving. According to researchers from the University of North Texas Health Science Center in Fort Worth, texting behind the wheel accounted for 16,141 deaths between 2002 and 2007. The percentage of all traffic deaths caused by distracted driving rose from 11% in 1999 to 16% in 2008. Distracted driving crashes are more common in urban areas. Overall, 40% of all crashes happened in urban areas in 2008, up from 33% a decade earlier. Only 1/3 of Americans had a cell phone in 1999, and by 2008, 91% of the U.S. did. Texting is a rise up from 9.8 billion messages a month in December of 2005 to 110.4 billion in December of 2008. Another study conducted at Virginia Tech found that texting drivers are 23 more times likely to be involved in a collision than non-texters. And although the AAA reports 95% of drivers polled acknowledge texting while driving is dangerous, 21% of them have done it recently anyway. Another thing that happens when a driver is texting is that the driver's mind would be on the message that they are reading or writing. This, of course, prevents the driver from thinking quickly to a situation on the road because he or she is thinking about the message. Car and Driver magazine conducted a study in which the driver of the vehicle would actually read and type out a text message while driving. The study focused on the driver's reaction times to the light mounted on a windshield at eye level, meant to stimulate a lead car's brake lights. The test was conducted on an old airplane runway, away from pedestrians, traffic, and real-life driving conditions. A passenger would trigger the light, and the driver was instructed to brake every time he saw the red light. While reading a text and driving at 35 miles an hour, the driver's average baseline reaction time of 0.57 seconds nearly tripled to 1.44 seconds while texting. His response time was 1.36 seconds. These figures corresponded to an extra 45 and 41 feet, respectively, before hitting the brakes. Think of what could happen in the 41 to 45 feet if you're not paying attention while driving. Lastly, the study compared driving while under the influence of alcohol to texting while driving. The results were eye-opening. The driver drank enough alcohol to be at the legal limit of 0.08% blood alcohol content. The driver's reaction time after drinking averaged to 0.64 seconds, and by comparison added only 7 feet. The results at 70 miles per hour were similar. The driver's response time while reading a text message was 0.35 seconds longer than his base performance of 0.56 seconds. And writing a text added 0.68 seconds to his reaction, but his intoxicated number increased only by 0.04 seconds over the base score, to a total of 0.60 seconds. This test was using a straight road without any traffic, road signs, or pedestrians, and was only testing reaction time. The method that most of us use, aka the two hands on the wheel with the phone in front of our faces, make it difficult to do anything other than hit the brakes. If anything in the peripheral required a response, the drivers would have found themselves in a possible fatal accident. To bring it all together is pretty easy. Do not text and drive. Everyone thinks they are the best driver, or a pretty good one to say at least, but all it takes is for your eyes to be off the road for a few seconds and an accident to occur. You have heard how texting while driving is, if not equal, worse than driving under the influence of alcohol. That should be enough right there. All the studies that have been conducted are there for a reason. So many people have cell phones and text regularly on a minute-to-minute basis. That's not hard. It's hard not to send a quick text message while behind the wheel. But for your sake and others out there, wait until you stop driving. You'll see the person soon enough.